Hey, what's up, everybody? So, the other week, I made a video about how 339 Lloyd Street, Akron, Ohio, was Skull Scratcher Barrow. Well, after I made that video, it got taken off, and it was no longer there. And I was like, oh man, no, now it's gone. Guess what? There's a new one now! Skull Scratchers Incorporated! What? Skull Scratchers Incorporated, a place of worship in Akron, Ohio. Oh. So, let's read the reviews. Skull Scratchers Incorporated. Alright. Let's read this one. Came expecting a night of stand-up comedy, but the main act was completely zonked out. Watching Teletubbies and drooling, the whole Sally then prepared a meal consisting of microwavable Hot Pockets and a mason jar of thick brown liquid. After eating and drinking this, I soon felt extremely tired and sick. A nice groundskeeper by the name of Ed proceeded to tell me about the weather forecast for that night. Then, I decided I'd have to leave before I became snowed in. However, his weather forecast was wrong and it didn't snow. But hey, you only have to be right 50% of the time. I wound up falling asleep driving home and I crashed into a giant chair at Summit Lake. 1 star. This one says, I got graped by a goblin here. 1 out of 5 stars. This one says, best goblin dealership I have ever been to. Staff were super helpful when I was trying to purchase my goblin. Dealership also offers free Hot Pockets and sludge. Goblins tend to be a tad excited, but these ones were very well behaved, except for the one who was in the naughty room. He wasn't for sale. Live music and dancing for all to see. The goblin may be serious, but he's down with the kids. Went to buy the latest Wance Chilkin CD, and the owner only had a pirated copy under the name Chance Wilkins. Will not be going again. Friends recommended me to go there for excellent sludge, coffee, and cheap Hot Pockets. Upon arrival, I knocked on the door. A little guy, 4'9", opened up with his bird out and said, reverse knockin' cock, bitch! I was shocked, and he seemed to be disappointed and slammed the door. I heard him say that I was too old. Can anyone tell me what this place is? While staying in the Akron area on business, speaking to the locals, I heard of a quaint bed and breakfast in the area. Upon my arrival, the house looked scary, and the inhabitants of this dwelling were not friendly at all. Needless to say, I went elsewhere. Oh, man. I felt this place of business written in Sharpie on a condom machine in the bathroom at a bar in Bangkok. Showed up on a Sunday night around 3:15 a.m. and the place was poppin'. Live music, comedy, and even a freak show. Lots of yelling, but the sludge and Hot Pockets were on point. 1 star on the cleanliness. Worst B&B ever. Scabs in every corner. There's some gremlin running around in the attic and screaming all night and day. Hot Pockets not even cooked all the way and found roaches floating in the sludge. My husband opted for takeout pizza and was offered a Hummer for a slice from the goblin. Was treated to a fine meal of sludge, coffee, and Hot Pockets as some goblin-looking creatures screamed obscenities and racial slurs. Wasn't my best experience, but also wasn't the worst. Amazing goblin dealership. I was stunned at the talented ones they had on offer, from singing and dancing to combat specialists and race car drivers. They have them all. Not a place for children to, though. Leave the kids at home for this one. 8 out of 10 would recommend. Came here for the live music and also to see a dancing goblin. The goblin got up on stage and kept screaming, "I'm never gonna dance again!" and "Bully Vitch!" Whatever that means. But the music was excellent, and we even got to see a live performance of Drift King by Wance Chilkins. The food was decent, mainly Hot Pockets and sludge. Overall, it was an enjoyable, must-see experience if you visit Akron, Ohio. Top-notch service, but I would not recommend bringing your family as there is a hearsay problem and they would be taken if you bring them. The artisans, I don't know, I can't read this. The Aptu artisans might need to be called in due to the sheer amount of chaotic taint in the domicile, but other than that, if you can bring your copy of the Levito Divilitish, it's a great B&B. OMG, I just got back from this place and this man is crazy. He welcomes me in and the first thing I see is that MF pin. Bro, you know what pin I'd be talking about? He started sucking on that thing like there was no tomorrow. Then he gave that thing to me and said, "Have a taste." I was like, "Nah, bro." So he started jumping up and down, screaming God knows what he was speaking in tongues or something. Then he calmed down, and I thought that he was the end. But no, he started screaming at his grandma and whacking her in the head with the pin. All in all, great experience. Oh, what? No, he attacked Sally with the pin? Damn. I had a lovely visit to Lloyd Street, and I couldn't not visit a real goblin in its natural habitat. His trainer, Marty, a lovely Jewish fellow, and was very informative on this goblin. Cyraxx, he told me all about him, and he is very deeply he's very deeply connected to his goblin, guiding his life for 6 years. He eats Hot Pockets, scratches his skull, and sometimes hurls racist remarks at you, but that's just how he acts. Marty said, all in all, brilliant visit to see a real-life goblin. If you have daughters 14 and under, please don't take them to see the goblin. As Marty explained, his native species of goblin, the pedo goblin, gets very excited around young girls and acts up. Top-notch entertainment. I did knock off 1 star for the smell, but it's worth for the goblin dancing. Wasn't a bad place. Went there originally for the tour, got abducted by the resident goblin, and was force-fed sludge and Hot Pockets. Had some song like by Wance Chilkins about a street racing scene played non-stop. The goblin's wranglers were nice, but I don't think I can go back after seeing his horde of styluses. I stayed at this B&B to have a relaxing night. Instead, I hear this guy singing the worst imaginable music ever.
Nikki P subscribed for more madness. Alien.
Oh wow, that popped up while I'm just recording a video. Thank you. You got in the video by doing that. Alright, let's start over. I stayed at this B&B to have a relaxing night. Instead, I hear this guy singing the worst imaginable music ever. Felt like I was listening to nails on chalkboard. This old lady, which I believe to be his grandmother, was constantly yelling at him to be quiet. She threatened to disconnect the internet. To make matters worse, I found what looked like to be a bunch of disgusting skin scabs all over the sink bathroom. My sheets were filled with bed bugs. When I finally fell asleep, I woke up to some weird goblin creature standing over me. Would not recommend staying here. Was touched by someone who looked like Jar Jar Binks from Star Wars. Classic. Oh, nice. Is that them? That's all of them so far. So, anyways, you can't keep a historical monument or place of worship down. When they try to tear it down and be like, nope, Skull Scratcher's Barrow isn't here, Skull Scratchers Incorporated rise to the occasion. Thanks, everybody. And thanks for subscribing.